All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Everyman Crossword for St. Patrick's Day 2024. This is their slightly easier weekly crossword by Everyman. Let's see if there's any Irish references for the day that's in it. Covers loosely with cropped top and trousers. No, I don't see that. Printed and hightailed it. Well, hightailed it could be ran off. If you ran off some copies, you might have printed something. I can see that. Old soldier and mother heading up to see friend in Seville. Well, I'm thinking it's going to be the Spanish for friend. I think it can be amigo or amiga, right? But let's see, I think it's going to be going backwards. O for old, GI for soldier, and ma for mother. All right. Took place in company rising better about right. I think it's going to be took place in as the definition. Then we might have, company rising could be OC. So company, CO backwards, it's rising. Oh, it took place would be occurred. So company rising is the first OC. Better is cured, and it goes about R for right. Tricky, finished, struggling. Ooh, tricky could be some word like fiddly or finicky. Finished, struggling. No, not seeing it. Let's try live or live around flightless birds in model. Well, the obvious flightless birds that might be used in wordplay are emus, and live could be to be. So if bee goes around emus, you get bemus. Nix from old swords caught. Nix could be steals or it could be cuts. I think they want us to think of the cuts meaning, but old swords, it could be an old name for a sword, or it could be O followed by a name for swords. And then caught can be just C in cricketing scorecards. But nix suggests a plural noun or verb. So surely that would end in S. No, I don't see it. Scoundrel and lunatic brought up in, well, North Sea port. But maybe we have to use the letters of N, C, port. I think it's going to mean a scoundrel. There's a lot of old words for a scoundrel. Now, how about our covers loosely with a B? I think it's going to be a word for top that doesn't finish, and then a word for trousers, which could be pants. No. Or it could be something within the word top, or sorry, within the word and may trouser the other word. No. How about, this is Everyman loves these primarily clues, where you have to take the first letter of each word. And all of these words define the word as well. So musical aces, exhibiting supreme talent regarding instrumentation, maestri, plural of maestro, I suppose. Round child tucked in to cheese roll. I wonder if it means round. It could be a roll too. Ooh, how about a brioche? I do like a brioche roll or bun. Because I'm thinking maybe round and child are O and C. Oh, they're tucked into brie. Oh, CH must be child. That's a clever clue. Now our tricky is F something E. F double E, F I E, F U E. Tricky. Fielding? I don't think so. Decipher crosswords clues only about 5. So I think it's going to be a word for only, put around probably V for 5. Oh, well, the obvious one to decipher crossword clues is to solve. And so soul, S-O-L-E, is used as the synonym for only. Okay, attracted by, quirky demeanor. Oh, could it be an anagram of demeanor? So it would end in ED. Oh, how about enamored? Yeah, I like it. All right, now our nicks from old swords. Caught. Steals, I suppose. Oh, yes, so I think they used to refer to the swords as steel, S-T-E-E-L. So steals would sound like swords. It's caught or overheard. All right, now covers loosely. Oh, could it be? Maybe it's a word for a type of trousers. No, not seeing it. All right, let's go back to the crosses. Ken sends earn, toppling in debauchery. Well, that sounds like an anagram of Ken sends earn. Let me pause, sip my Sunday afternoon coffee and think about that. Well, I started by thinking about what the ending might be, and I saw we have NESS, and then I worked out that drunkenness is left, or drunken is left. Ooh, so now we're not going to get any more letters for this one. Oh, it could be an anagram of finished. Oh, fiendish. That is fiendish. Oh, that's very good. I generally don't like when an anagram has the same starting letter, but I think that one was just too good for Everyman to resist. Pleased by cake, that's reconstituted pulses. Okay, since we have a B and a K and an A, I'm assuming it's going to be an anagram of pleased by cake. Yes, the right number of letters. Pulses. What is it going to be? Pulse. Oh, of course, pulses. I'm thinking of electricity or your blood pulsing, but members of the pea family, I think, are pulses. So I think we have black-eyed peas, which I think they are good luck to eat on New Year's Day. All right, so 17 across now. That last word is apparently, especially since it's addressed to reader, I think it's going to be I something you. And it's going to mean honestly, but I think punningly, every man has room for improvement. I assure you, honestly. Ooh, or could it actually be a room for improvement, like a gym or a school room? But I do think it's going to be I something you. What would that do for 14? Less well behaved. Well, with N something you, it must be naughtier. More like Fanny Adams. I think that's I think just referring to the fact that Fanny Adams is used as another phrase, F all. So that's, I think, why that's an example of naughtier. Is there more to it than that? Am I missing something else? Manages nuts and loaves. Reminds me of eats, shoots, and leaves. I'm thinking of heads, just because the nut is sometimes used as slang for your head, and I think the same use the old loaf. And if you manage something, you might head it. Not 100% about that, but let's leave it for now. So just because I've seen Everyman likes to do these clues where it includes some strange punctuation or some typographical thing, and that's actually the answer. So we do have right in the middle of Dungeons and Dragons an ampersand. So this is definitely an example of how the more often you do these crosswords, the easier they get. So if anyone has stumbled across my videos, just as I stumbled across Cracking the Cryptic and David Webb. Now, I used to do cryptic crosswords years ago, but certainly watching their videos encouraged me to start doing them again. And if you've just taken them up and you're finding them difficult, you will see the same patterns again and again that make it a little bit easier. All right, how about performed with a cold jerk? That's preachy. Performed is did. A is A, cold is C, and a jerk is a tick, and so didactic is preachy. Desserts with flirts. I'm wondering if it could be trifles, which are certainly desserts. And you can trifle with somebody's affections. Is that the same as flirting? Not 100% sure of that one either. All right. Everyman does have these very odd reading clues, which I like. They're different from the usual. So here we get land, dash, ground, dash, earthier, dash, not hard. Well, ground and earth make me think of electricity. But I think the way we're supposed to read it actually is I just because I know hard is often abbreviated to H, and so earthier without the H will be ear tier, and that should be ground or anagrammed to make a word meaning land. Let me pause, sip my coffee, and think about that. Of course, land in this case is a country, and the country is Eritrea. All right. Let's try this one. On LSD, that's staggering. Oh, so it's a double definition. If you're on LSD, you might be tripping, which can also mean staggering. Vacantly idling in vehicles, they'll produce smoke. Well, having the C and the G definitely helps because cigars comes to mind. And if the word idling is vacant, we remove the inner letters. We're left with just I and G, and we put that inside cars. Now 21 down should be a ruler. Yes, a governor that's needed by a draftsman. That's nice and straightforward. Some priest ran Georgia leading to disunite. So that's a hidden clue. So some of priest ran Georgia is estrange. Right? President's computer working to suppress resistance. Well, resistance is R, I think, so maybe it's some word for working and we take out the R for resistance. What is president's computer? Could it be the name of a president? Well, I'm not sure. Let's try avoid dunce's cap. Excelling, though only somewhat. So this is another clue. Though only somewhat tells us we have to use some of the letters of dunce's cap excelling, and we get a word for avoid, which is escape in this case. All right. Now let me pause and look at this. All right, it is a North Sea port, namely Rotterdam. Rotter being the scoundrel, and mad is lunatic as an adjective, and backwards is dam. Now surely I can get my covers loosely with cropped top and trousers. Now I'm going to have to pause. Well, I realize I haven't looked at 4 down, and I think it's pretty easy. Alcoholic drinks, assuredly not some 1917 Reds. Well, 1917 was the Russian Revolution, and the opponents of the Red Russians were the White Russians, which is an alcoholic drink. Oh, there is well, I know the adjective bestrewn, so I presume it's bestrews, and trews are trousers. I think top is best, but it's confusing. I think we have to crop the word best to drop the T, but then we actually pick up a T for trews, for trousers. But I'm fairly sure of that one. So now this, I'm thinking, must be I promise you, honestly. Every man has room for improvement. What else could it be other than I promise you? I'm still not getting the every man, I think, is just I has room for improvement. Oh, I think if somebody shows promise, maybe that's the sense. I'm not sure. I don't think room for improvement is a good synonym of showing promise. Yes, you believe this person is going to get better, but room for improvement to me has a very different meaning, but that's why it's a cryptic crossword, I suppose. All right, let me pause and think about this. President's computer. Working is often on, so could it be some 4-letter computer? Now let me pause, and I'm going to look up resistance just to make sure that is R. I think it's actually French President Macron, where the computer is a Mac, working is on, and Mac and on surround, or you could say suppress, the R for resistance. Yeah, I'm fairly confident in that. All right, I think I understood everything. Did I? Maybe there's one or two I didn't. If you understand them, please let me know in the comments. I do thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.